In our previous tutorial, we learnt how to create a getYearDay function in JavaScript that gets the year day for a particular date for that year. In this tutorial, we're going to take it up a notch and convert this function into a prototype method for the date constructor in JavaScript. So what did I think about this? Recently, I've been learning Golang and I discovered that Golang has a year-day method in their date library. And I wanted to implement something like this as a prototype for the date here. So let's go ahead and do that just for a bit of funsies, eh? Okay, so let's get started. So we'll say date, which is the date interface or date constructor. And we're going to get into the prototype here. And we're going to create the getYearDay. And that's going to be equal to a function. And let's just put in some JS doc comments up the top here. So this will feed off whatever the current constructed date is and then produce the year based on that value. So what we need to say here is finds the day of the year for the selected or generated, I guess, generated date. It is a member of the date constructor here. And it returns a number, which will be the day of the year. Cool. All right, so most of this is still going to be fairly familiar to you, but you'll notice a couple of distinct changes if you have been playing along from the previous tutorial. And I'll try and point them out as I remember them. So const, we'll say date, UTC, just like before, is equal to date.utc. However, where are we going to get our date from? We can use this here to grab the date from the date we constructed. So we could say this get full year, and then this dot get month. Whoops, month. And this dot get, remember it's date, not day. Gets me every time. Okay, and of course, this has to be subtracted from the end of the previous year. So we'll say const date year start UTC is equal to date dot UTC. Oh, wrong bracket, cheeky bracket. Okay, and then this, and we want the year again from the current date, so get full year. But all we need here is the 0th month, which is January, and then we need the date as a number which starts from 1. And if we use 0, like I mentioned in the previous tutorial, it means it will get the previous month. In our case, that'll be the previous year because we're on January. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so these UTC dates, they'll be converted into milliseconds. We're using UTC to avoid any issues with daylight saving times, so this will help us out there. So let's go ahead and make our days in milliseconds. So we'll say const day milliseconds is equal to 24 times 60 times 60, and then again times 1000. And that's how many milliseconds there are in a day. And then we're going to return the date UTC minus the date year start UTC divided by days milliseconds. And then we're done. So let's give it a bit of a testy, eh? So const test date prototype. We'll make a new date, the 2024 of January 31. So 31st of Jan 2024. And then let's console log the test date prototype dot get, and it should appear here as our list here. So it's going to be get year day. So we'll say get year, there it is, day, and close our brackets here because we don't put anything in it. Hit save and hit F5, see what magic happens. Okay, so it's going to be 31. Yep, it will be the 31st. If we put it in February, oopsies, if we put it in February 28th, hit F5, we've got 59. End of the year, another good test. We know it's either going to be 364, 365. It's either going to be 365 or 366, depending on the leap year. So if we go 11 here and 31, what does 2024 land on? 366. It's a leap year. Cool. All right, that's all you need to do to add the get year date as a prototype in the date constructor in JavaScript. In our next tutorial, we are going to create a very fast and efficient way of determining which year is a leap year and isn't a leap year in JavaScript, just with some pure calculations. If you've enjoyed this tutorial, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more tutorials like this, subscribe. Until next time.